Bible reference, 1 Samuel 17. Have you ever felt too small to face a giant? Long ago, the people of Israel were at war with the Philistines. Their army stood on opposite hills, separated by a wide valley. Every morning and every evening, a terrifying giant named Goliath stepped into the valley. Standing over 9 feet tall and covered in heavy bronze armor, Goliath carried a massive spear and challenged the Israelites. Choose one man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will become your servants. But if I defeat him, you will serve us. For 40 long days, Goliath repeated the same challenge. King Saul and the entire army of Israel were terrified. Not one soldier dared to face him. Meanwhile, far from the battlefield, a young shepherd named David faithfully cared for his father's sheep. David was the younger son of Jesse. While his older brothers fought in Saul's army, David spent his days protecting sheep from lions and bears. One day, Jesse called David. "Take this bread, roasted grain, and cheese to your brothers. See how they are doing." Without hesitation, David obeyed. Early the next morning, he arrived at the battlefield. Just then, Goliath marched into the valley and shouted his challenge once again. The Israelite soldiers immediately stepped back in fear. But David was different. Looking toward the giant, he asked, "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" The soldiers explained that King Saul had promised great riches, his daughter's hand in marriage, and freedom from taxes to anyone who defeated Goliath. David's older brother Eliab became angry. "Why have you come here? Go back and take care of your sheep." But David ignored the insult. Soon, word reached King Saul that a young shepherd wanted to fight the giant. David stood before the king and said with confidence, "Don't let anyone lose heart because of this giant. I will fight him." Saul looked at David and replied, "You are only a boy, and Goliath has been a warrior all his life." David answered calmly, "When I was protecting my father's sheep, lions and bears attacked the flock. God helped me defeat them and rescue the sheep. The same God who delivered me from the lion and the bear will deliver me from this Philistine." Saul saw David's unwavering faith. Finally, he said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." Saul dressed David in royal armor. But it was far too heavy. David could barely move. He removed the armor and said, "I cannot fight in this." Instead, David took only his shepherd's staff, his sling, and 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream. That was all he needed. As David walked toward Goliath, the giant stared in disbelief. Then he laughed. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Come here, and I will feed your flesh to the birds and wild animals." David never flinched. He answered boldly, "You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." Then David declared, "Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and everyone will know that there is a God in Israel. The battle belongs to the Lord." The giant charged forward. David ran toward him. He reached into his shepherd's bag, took out 1 smooth stone, placed it in his sling, and swung it with all his strength. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath squarely on the forehead. The mighty giant staggered, then crashed face first onto the ground. Silence filled the valley. David rushed forward, took Goliath's own sword, and defeated him. When the Philistines saw that their champion had fallen, they fled in terror. The Israelites charged after them and won a great victory. King Saul looked at the young shepherd in amazement. From that day forward, David became known throughout Israel as a courageous man of faith. Years later, God chose him to become king. David's victory did not come from his strength, his size, or his weapons. It came from his faith in God. While everyone else saw an impossible giant, David saw an opportunity for God to display his power. Remember this truth whenever you face your own giants. When you trust God and remain faithful, He can help you overcome challenges that seem far bigger than you are. As the Bible declares in 1 Samuel 17 verse 47, "The battle belongs to the Lord.